hiding his feet.
Oh shit.
He's hiding them behind shoes. I always wear shoes. He doesn't. I bullied him into wearing shoes.
Oh my god, this is like the weirdest way that we
We're
have
gonna
started.
start really weirdly or whatever.
Why are we, sir? Why are we talking about feet? I really don't understand at all. Well, I mean, I guess you're here.
Yeah.
Cat cam, cat cam, cat, cat cam.
Dog, what you?
We're pointing at the cat. He can't. You can't see him on camera. All right. Well, now that you've gotten through this weird, awkward intro, this is Scratch That. Let's talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
And it is finally my reign.
Yeah,
it's
his
my choice.
His 3-album run now. This is choice number 1. No More Black Superheroes by
Westside Boogie. Yes. Yeah. Well, actually, he used to go by Boogie.
More Black Superheroes. Not no.
There you go. Now you got it. This is a very interesting album, and I was very intrigued when I saw it because I used to know him as, I've actually seen Boogie live before he went
Boogie
under
2988. No.
Westside. No. Let's not desecrate Westside Boogie at all. Let's not do that.
Nope.
No, I actually saw him open for, I think it was Joey Badass.
Ooh.
Back in the day when I actually did the meet and greet. I was like super nervous to meet him, by the way.
I really gotta listen to 1999.
Dude, I just couldn't believe, though, in the moment. I was like, did I just meet Joey Badass and get like 1999 signed on vinyl?
That must have been like such a fucking mind blow.
I was so like
aren't you
nervous.
guys around the same age? He's like 27.
I don't know.
He's 27.
He could tell I was nervous though. He was very nice.
Because he was 17 when he dropped 1999.
Yeah, because this was like a couple years ago. I can't remember exactly. I'll throw the picture in here real quick because it was a nice moment, But yeah,
Yeah, he dropped in 2012, so.
Okay, yeah, but he was promoting, I believe it's All American Badass at the time, and that was a pretty good album. That's what he was promoting, and that was actually really good. I also did get that signed on CD, so that was nice. But back to the topic at hand, as Dr. Dre said back in the infamous song. You do not know what I'm referencing.
Nope.
That's okay. All right, folks, this is how you can tell that there's an age gap when we are having conversations. I'm mentioning Dr. Dre. He's like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Dr. Dre is. Don't get that shit twisted. I know who he is. I know he is. I've seen the Straight Outta Compton movie.
Okay, but that's because I made you watch it, right?
I wanted to see it anyway, though.
But you did. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm giving him. I'm acting as if I'm like giving him a hard time, but we love each other platonically.
Old man. He's turning to dust right before our very eyes.
All right, that's why I'm wearing glasses and I'm wearing a jacket.
He's crusty.
I'm getting old.
He's ashy. He don't moisturize. I can tell.
Well, hold on a second.
That's why he wears socks all the damn time. If we were to see that crust around his ankle.
First of all, I know my worth. If I want to sell it, I'll sell it. Okay, I'll make a thing we cannot say on YouTube. Otherwise, this video will get adult only. Website.
No face, no
I
case.
just choose not to. Okay. Can we get back to the album, please?
Fine. Do you want to talk about the playlist before though, or the?
Do you want to do that?
Why not?
You know what?
Yeah. You know what? Playlist on here in a fat minute.
Because we did that back in the day before we actually technically had a show name. You suggested it one day, and I was like, okay. So yeah, this is like a little mix-up.
We're bringing it back.
We're probably gonna actually do it in the beginning, so that we have something kind of fun to talk about, and then I'll actually give the album an intro, a proper intro
to the meat and potatoes of it.
Do we want to start with mine or yours?
Yeah, let's go with yours because that's how we have it structured. All of our playlists are going to be on Spotify. If anyone wants to ever listen to that, we're going to link it. You got to change the name on it, though, because it's still set.
I will change the date as well when this episode is actually released. The date will be changed. Also, because I have Tidal as well, Tidal does actually do public playlist options. So not only will it be on Spotify, it will also be on Tidal as well.
Yeah, it'll be available for anyone who ever wants to just listen to what we're listening to. We should probably just make one big playlist at the end of the year, honestly. And that'd be fun.
I agree.
Or a monthly thing. Like a monthly thing
I agree.
for people to
I agree
listen
with
to.
that. Even though, oddly enough, this is going to come out in February, not January.
Yeah, because we're filming this on the last day of January, and editing takes forever. I don't know how long that takes. That's all.
If I sit down and genuinely do it,
like a day?
a couple hours.
Yeah, I was about to say,
couple
like
hours.
a day.
It depends, because I usually like to prepare and like download
and like
stuff.
We're minimalist with it, so it's not like we're doing a whole lot. Not a whole
Well,
lot
you know,
of
I've kind of
notes.
experimented a little bit with like some like, okay, let me put this in there. But you know, I'm not like a grade A editor.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can only do so much, of course. But yeah, should we just like start off with the song I'm Outstanding by Shaq.
Mr.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal. Mr. I have the largest purchase at Walmart. I think it was $7,000.
He's a very interesting guy because he took over for I think it was it. No, I was about to say Jimmy John's. It's Papa
Okay.
Papa John's.
Papa John's and the general. He's the spokesperson.
Well,
for
he's
the
been
general,
the spokesperson for the general for a while now.
This is the first time I've seen it though.
It's been a couple years.
I miss the general though. I miss him.
I don't. Is that company still around?
Yeah, they just put out a commercial.
Okay, alrighty.
Go to the
I mean,
general,
Shaq is,
save
you
some
know,
time.
people like gag on him and all that for like all the advertisements, but I'm like,
He's bag chasing. I can't disrespect that. He's out here getting his paper. I can't hate on him.
And speaking of that, to like segue into this song, so
perfect stuff.
what you have to understand about when this particular song on this album came out back in the day, he was already in the NBA when he made this album.
Mm-hmm.
And he is one of the few, and I believe he may be the only, and I will fact check this, only one of the few NBA All-Stars to make an album while still playing in the NBA and have it go platinum. And I'm talking pre-streaming, pre-all the YouTube shit. He had to sell CDs. That is crazy to me that he
really,
sold 1 million of copies.
Platinum, right?
It is platinum. Now, this album was criticized heavily at the time.
How dare they?
However, well, it's not really the best. However, I do want to shout out this song in the playlist because I'm Outstanding is genuinely, first of all, it samples Outstanding by the Gap Band and actually is utilized in the song because not only does Shaq actually incorporate that into it, saying he's outstanding, he's saying you can also uplift yourself and also, like, you know, achieve your dreams as well. So I actually really love that not only does he incorporate the instrumental of Outstanding by the Gap Band into the actual song, he literally also is like, you know, putting in like lyrics in there and actually making it part of the hook. And that's why I think that the song is really special. But also because he's genuinely talking about how he didn't believe in himself. You know, he takes us through 3 parts of his life. The beginning when he was young, the middle part where he went to school to actually achieve his goals, and then the ending part where he's at right now.
Yeah.
So it actually is a very good structure. I can't believe I'm saying this about a Shaquille O'Neal song, by the way. But it genuinely is really well told, and he genuinely opens up very well in this song. I've been talking, so go ahead.
Nah, you pretty much covered everything I was gonna say because it's basically him talking about how successful it is. He didn't have to do anything sketchy. Didn't have to do a whole lot. Well, no, he did have to do a whole lot, but not a whole lot like to sacrifice, you know, parts of his life to achieve what he wanted to achieve. Like he worked hard, and I think that's nice. I think that's nice.
I think it's also just really nice that he first of all shouts out his parents for, like, you know, when he like was having self-conscious thoughts like, hey, you know, you're this, you're that, you know, you can do whatever you want.
I know there's a story when he got one of his earlier checks, he got himself a car and his dad's like, oh, I want a car like that. And he went back and got his dad another car and then spent all that money in like a day.
Yeah, he didn't know about taxes. Nobody told him about taxes.
Shaq is so based, he committed tax evasion.
It wasn't quite like that.
Yeah,
He got like $1 million check and he didn't know about taxes. So they were like, all right, we're going to cancel some of the purchases. So yeah.
File your taxes.
Don't be like DMX.
Don't
File
be
your
like
taxes.
Al Capone.
Or Wesley Snipes, for that matter.
That's how they got Al Capone.
And
Fucking
Wesley Snipes.
Tax evasion.
And Lauryn Hill for some reason.
They got Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
The Queen.
Yes. She went to prison, I think, for it too.
Damn.
I believe so.
What is it? Martha Stewart tax fraud? She went to prison too, right?
Was that what it was for? I thought it was for maybe I've never looked it up. What it was. I thought it was like for fraud, but maybe that's included. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Martha Stewart, she a G for that. She served her time.
Okay, let's get into De La Soul featuring Snoop Dogg, Pain.
This is a good track.
It is a really good track.
I remember you mentioned the backstory to this album too, that it was crowdfunded.
Yes, I believe it was Kickstarter, one of the two. So like you would never get that impression when you listen to this. Not that like there's anything wrong with that because a lot of cool stuff that we've seen is crowdfunded.
Yeah.
And like it feels what I think is very very genuinely cool about this song is it feels expensive but it feels like full of life but simple production. Just little snippet changes like the little breakdown with the instrumentation with the the little keyboard thing they use.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's actually kind of cool, and how they literally just utilize this hook about like pain. You know, you can either decide if you want it to be like a bad thing or a good thing, but either way, it's gonna define your story one way or another when it comes to like later on in your life.
Yeah.
And pain can be defined in so many different ways, and I like how each artist in the song talks about it in a different way.
Yeah. That's about it. I just really enjoy the production behind it. I think Snoop Dogg's features are really, really good. Snoop Dogg always has just really nice features. It's funny. My personal belief on how these two met, I think it has to do with Gorillaz because they were both on the same project.
I imagine so.
Because they were both on Plastic Beach, which I think this one's 2016, right? If I remember correctly.
It's around that time,
Let me
yeah.
see Plastic Beach. I'm looking it up real quick.
I don't know about Plastic Beach, but I know that this album
2010,
came out.
so maybe not.
They probably did meet because of that,
Gorillaz,
though.
for
Probably,
sure.
most likely. But also, I mean, De La Soul is a very quite popular group for whatever reason. Also, shout out to De La Soul for getting their masters back. March, we are getting it all.
Nothing but W's.
We already got I believe it's
The magic. I think.
the magic number. Yeah, we got the. It's probably not the full title, but whatever. Is what it is. Now I threw you for a 180 here towards
Smile
the
by
end.
Jay-Z. This I know you mentioned this track
Featuring Gloria Carter, his mother.
My bad. I know you mentioned this track once, and I never went to listen to it, but you sent it to me, and I did end up listening. I really enjoyed it. It's just him talking about the story about how his mom is a lesbian, and how like he just accepts her for it. He's not gonna judge her for it because she had to deal with so much already in her life. Why would he bring her down even more than that? He's accepting about it. He's okay with it. He just wants her to be happy being herself.
It is a majority about that, but I also think that he utilized that and like her upbringing with that to tell us also a lot of stories about how throughout all the bullshit that's happened in his life and her life, no matter what, they still both put a smile on their face no matter through all the bullshit. And I think that genuinely that's really cool that one, he first of all had no reason to come out with that information, but like that's really cool that he just did that in general. But I do think this song will catch a lot of people off guard because they're going to listen to the album and be like, what? Because I think the song comes right after the story of OJ. So like, Jay-Z gets to this like serious monologue song about race and all the money and shit. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and share my life story about my mother and me. I'm like, what? What the hell is going on? I do actually own this on CD though, too. I've never opened it.
Ooh.
I do not plan to open it because it's one of those things where I'm like, dude, I feel like this is going to be an artifact in like 20 years.
It's going to be a museum piece.
Yeah, it's really good. 444 is a really good album by Jay-Z. And this is definitely one of the highlights. Now we get to your picks.
My picks. This is Almeida by Salon. And there's a Playboy Cardi feature in it, but he's not directly featured.
I don't mean to be correct, but Solange.
Solange? Oh, it's Solange? Okay.
Yeah, I don't mean to be all like...
How dare
but
you.
keep going.
No,
that's how I've heard most people talk about it when they interview her.
So that's why I went, But,
I don't know. I've heard most people when they interview her, that's how they say it.
Solange? Okay. But yeah, this is essentially just a really fun vibe track about black beauty. And how no matter what, people just can't get rid of it.
I agree.
People want to knock it down, but still, there's a lot of black beauty in the world. Let's
accept
it. And even Playboy Cardi's feature is like more on that like love, be happy, be loved, and all that shit. It's fun. It's cute. It's a vibe track. I really enjoyed it. I've been listening to it nonstop. And the whole reason this even came on my radar is because a leak of Tyler the Creator rapping on this came out. And it's everywhere on TikTok. It's such a good leak. It's really good. I don't think we're ever gonna get it though.
No, we're
Because
not
it's-
gonna get
because
it.
this is Pharrell Williams produced as well as a couple other people helped produce it, but Pharrell Williams was the one who stuck out, and that's like my association with it because I also just really vibe with Pharrell.
I think originally it was intended for Tyler or something, or I don't know the
No,
full
because
story.
like her verse comes on afterwards. So
I don't know the full
my
story,
guess,
so.
my guess it used to be it was either he sampled it, because like if you go on Tyler's YouTube page, there's like a lot of songs he sampled. Like Ziploc samples a song off 444 by Jay-Z, but like it's not out. But he ripped the sample to use it for himself.
That's probably why.
So that's my guess. It's probably that stuff. He just ripped the sample. He just ripped the sample and made it his own thing.
Yeah.
That'd be my.
And
guess.
then the only thing I would add is like she also shouts out a lot of Houston culture because that's where her and Beyonce are from.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool and neat.
So this one's in kanji, but I remember translating it. I think it's fell in love or fall in love. One of the
Yeah, I
two.
was gonna ask you because I'm like, literally the only thing I have to say is, well, these chicks rock.
It's a Japanese.
it.
It's a Japanese rock song by the band. Oh my god.
This is
Sash-
the audience is wondering, Alvaro.
Shishamu,
Can you
Shishamu. I'm gonna say that.
can you say it?
I tried.
All right, audience in the comments who listens to this band, please tell us. Did he get it right?
Well, the whole reason this track came on my radar is because I was hanging out with my friends a couple of weeks ago, and he played this for us because like we have like a dedicated playlist we listen to on car rides because like we go on big adventures, we go on long car rides, we have a dedicated playlist for that shit. He cues the song after our playlist is over. It's so good. It's such a good like Japanese rock track. Came out in 2013. This is from their debut album of the same name as their band. It's nice. He got this from an anime / manga. There's this newer anime called Bocchi the Rock, which I've started. I haven't finished it yet. It's a rock and roll type anime. It's really fun. I think you genuinely enjoy it. Like honestly, the manga hasn't been translated yet though, but the manga does reference a lot of rock and roll music videos from Japan, and this is one of them that they reference, and that's how he came about the track. He and he played it for me, so it's a really good track. I really like it. It's just fun. I don't know what they're saying, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to listen to.
That's cool.
You got anything that you want to?
No. I mean, like it's really nice. It's nice. Sounds cool. Kind of reminds me of some of the stuff I heard in I was about to say Need for Speed Tokyo Drift. Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, if you can believe it.
Wow, okay.
Well, yeah, actually, you would think like, oh, it's like all Pharrell stuff, but like there are actually some like rock and roll bands thrown in there for some reason in Fast and the Furious.
Also Metallica inspired because one of the band members actually has a Metallica sweater on the album cover.
Oh, okay. That's cool. The Dress by
Dijon.
I was about to say, I don't know if I can say that all fancy. Dijon. Oh, Dijon.
I want you to give your input on this song.
Okay, all right. I mean, it's a nice little like '90s throwback with the whole instrumental.
Yeah.
And if I'm understanding it correctly, it's him saying that he wants to he still has feelings for this person.
Yeah, he
wants to go out with them again.
Yeah, he wants to try things
and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was making sure I understood.
Because my girlfriend's the one who put me on this track. It is a really cute track. I really like it.
Yeah. People with girlfriends, you.
Dang. But yeah, I really like this track. It's fun. Every time I listen to it, I just like feel really happy. It's just a cute vibe. It's cute. I like the message though, because it's like you hear a lot of people. Not everyone's worth a second chance, but once you find that person who is worth a second chance, I mean, this is how it kind of feels. It really does feel like that. You kind of reminisce about the things. You're like, we can do this again. It's fine. Let's try to have fun one more time.
Yeah, I think that's a good message that you don't quite always hear in music at all, really.
There's a lot of cut ties, cut the burn the bridges, but sometimes it's okay to give people second chances if they deserve it. And
well, yeah, because if you've talked to this person and you think that they're worth forgiving, then yeah, I would say I agree with that. Anyways, now that we've actually gotten through the playlist,
the meat and potatoes of it all,
we are talking about Westside Boogie's More Black Superheroes. This album is a mixture of serious discussions of mental health and other things of that nature, but also isn't afraid to have some fun and just be a good album in general.
It is really good.
It is really good, yeah.
I'll let you go because
and also I think it's worth noting that a lot of people are maybe turned off by the 30-ish minute runtime, but I do want to say that Westside Boogie does go for quality over quantity here for sure. Killer Mode featuring Storm Ford. I'm gonna make sure I get that. So, right away, we get that little intro, with Boogie talking to somebody. Somebody's talking to him. We don't really know who that is at this point in the album. Boogie here is talking about, the mentality, and I think we can get a little bit of. I think he's saying, here at this point, what I think is interesting about this album is it kind of sounds like some points of the album are kind of him reflecting on the past, and I think this part is him reflecting how he kind of had a little bit of an ego, and he's admitting it because he's working on himself, and how he's struggling with mental health, but like it was undiagnosed, so he didn't know. But he didn't care, so he was having this killer mode, mentality of like fuck everybody, I'm gonna do me and this shit. I'll let you go.
It was just a lot of fun. I think what is gonna come around are these like not interludes, but kind of like intros that are throughout the whole album. You can kind of pick up as you go along. It kind of starts, arrogant, braggadocious, like on a dead homie, all that shit, like. And then as it goes along, it gets more refined, and you kind of realize it's not him, because it kind of sounds like he's having a conversation with himself through the eyes of someone else, but it actually is someone else having a conversation with him, kind of letting him know what's up. Like as we go along, you can kind of
I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that.
Stuck.
This is a good one. I think this is a very interesting one because initially, if you don't pay attention to the lyrics, you would think this is just like a fun song of him talking about having fun. But what I think is very interesting is he admits that he is stuck in this place where he's broke all the time, and like he is having fun, but I think that he's masking all of the negativity that's going on in his life with the positive things that are going on in his life. Yeah. And even some of those positive things that he's reflecting on that he thought were positives have negatives in there, like some of the people he's hanging around really aren't maybe as good as they seem, because he's reflecting on this like, oh my god, dude, like I did all this shit, what the fuck. So that's why in the hook he says he's stuck, like he's stuck in this position and he doesn't know how to get out of it. Was that deep for you?
That's pretty deep, because I did miss that the first time, and I kind of was starting to catch on to it the second time, but now you really explained. I'm like, okay.
I didn't catch on to it until I read the lyrics, and I sat there for like 20 minutes like, oh my god, that's actually really deep. What the fuck?
All right.
Nonchalant.
Featuring Mammy?
I'm going to say, I don't know. We're going to go with that. That's probably incorrect. So apologies to that featured artist. My bad. So like on the surface, this song is like, it's just kind of chill. I called you up. I hit you with the nonchalant thing. I got the hook wrong, but it is what it is. You call me up.
It's got that cute guitar riff at the start. I think throughout most of the track too. That's really nice. I like it.
So this is Boogie reflecting on how he clearly has feelings for somebody that, they've been hooking up, if you will. They've been spending a lot of time together. And he is reflecting on how he wants this person to understand that, I want you to know how this feels for me because, I've been trying to tell you that I have some kind of a feeling for you. Like, even if it's not love, I have some feelings of some way for you, and I don't want this to just be us casually hanging out. But also, I do think he gets into, like, his insecurities and, that he's admitting that he's not perfect.
Yeah.
And I think that, it's very deep, actually, if you look into the lyrics, how he's admitting his faults, but he still wants to have, he's admitting that it was toxic, for him to, like, not answer the phone and actually do that. But he still wants to spend time with them regardless of that.
Yeah. It's just it's essentially, what is it, it's like the Omar Apollo review. I'm just going deep diving. You're just like, that's basically what it is.
Hello. Go ahead. I was gonna say the next one, but
no, I feel you, because it's like, it's basically, fuck, I can't even structure the words because you pretty much said everything. Give me a sec. But no, yeah.
Do.
All of it is like that. When I did hear it the first time, I'm like, oh, this is cute. But I'm like, oh wait, he doesn't necessarily feel like love, but there's a feeling.
No, not love, but like he's having feelings of some way.
He feels something. He doesn't know what it is, but he wants to be there with them to figure it out.
Exactly.
I like that. That's cute.
LOL, shaking my head too.
2. Where the fuck is 1? I went through his
Well,
entire
actually,
discography. Where is 1?
I believe I don't know. I don't know.
10.
But I believe this is some of these are actual like I gotta look it up. It's somewhere in Genius again.
It's probably like my guess. It's like a Bound 2 situation where technically that's the second version of Bound.
No, I actually do because I do believe that there are actual other tracks on here as well that are actual responses or like
Prideful too.
stuff like that. I do think that I gotta look it up. I don't have the information on me right now. It's in Genius somewhere. But LOL, shaking my head too. I do think the first part, and this is like one of the parts where we get beat switch ups right here. Mm-hmm. The first part is about him, I think, reflecting on a lot of things, holding himself accountable for all of his mistakes. Yeah. And then I think the second part is, you know, him kind of reflecting on maybe it can be one of two things. Him reflecting on other people's actions, or maybe it's other people reflecting on his actions, or one of the other. Yeah. It could be one of those two things. But you know what? I can't even lie. Featuring Soulja Boy.
Every time I saw this, I'm like, I just want to like, I thought about the Kendrick Lamar song. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie.
Well, I can tell you the song is nothing like this at all.
I know it's not. I know it's not.
This is where the album kind of takes you for a U-turn because
I got babe. I want babes. Yeah, I want Mr.
Because
Babes.
like deep down, like I do think I'm so distracted in this song though, so I can't like if there's a deeper message in there. I apologize, Westside Boogie, if you're watching this for some reason. I don't know why you're watching this video, but thank you, sir. Because I think what's very interesting is Soulja Boy actually kind of kills it. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even lie. It's like this 180 where like it's just
6,
not
7,
afraid.
8 999 28 212. Sorry.
You done? Okay. It's not afraid to have fun and like, you know, just kind of be fun and cool. It's kind of a nice little break.
Lie. You gotta have fun.
I mean, yeah. It's just literal, but it is literally at the end of the day, it's just them talking about like things that they can't even lie about. And I do think that maybe deep down, if you dig in there may be some things, not so much with Soulja Boy, but like Westside Boogie talking about like things that he can't lie about, where like maybe he's reflecting on certain things. But I didn't really dig too deep into that one because it's just a fun record. Prideful too. This is where, you know, he's digging a little deeper in there in the mental health, digging a little deeper into the life. Yeah. And I think he's admitting that he's talking specifically about.
I'm sorry, I'm thirsty. I'm mad thirsty.
It's gonna be really loud on the microphone for whoever had to experience that. That's why I stopped.
My bad.
we gotta teach him podcast etiquette.
Well, I'm mad thirsty. I'm so sorry.
I gotta have a switchboard to mute him next time because that's gonna be very funny. Okay,
I'm so sorry.
Anyways,
I finished it.
So, this particular record, he is talking about how he has problems with committing to, you know, whoever this individual is, but he doesn't care because he still wants to be with them, but like is admitting that he has pride in a certain way, you know, and that this person is even admitting to them, to Boogie, hey, you know, you have pride, you have a lot of ego, and I'm checking you on that. And I think that's kind of cool that, you know, he admitted this on a record. That's kind of like dope, actually.
I think a lot of people really need to like hold themselves accountable for stuff like that. Like even like I know it's not necessarily something like dramatic to be held accountable for, but like you know, being prideful too much and like being a little arrogant is something you should like personally hold yourself accountable, even like throughout life, little moments like that, because it's like it kind of, you know, goes back to like I would even say Wasteland and Malibu, where like even Brent and Anderson .Paak hold themselves accountable for the things they do. Do they stop? No, but they at least realize they know what they're doing is wrong.
I agree with that for sure. All right.
featuring Shelly, formerly known as Dram.
I think he actually does go Shelly, aka Drum. He does actually go under that moniker now. I believe so.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but as far as on the album, that's what it's under. He used to go under just Shelly for a while because it's his name, but now I believe he goes under Shelly, aka Drum.
I think he's okay with accepting Dram because Dram is such a cool name.
I mean, Drum was a cool name, so you know. So I mean, like on the surface, you would be like, "Oh, this is just like a cool, smoke weed kind of jam," like, yeah. But like,
I was gonna go to school, but then I got high.
But like, actually, he's talking about how like he's not feeling all right, and he's pushing people away, and he's bottling up his emotions.
He's harming himself in a way without directly harming himself. He's making it harder for himself by like doing things that aren't healthy for him mentally. It doesn't look, like you can say you're all right, but are you all right? Are you all right?
Exactly. Which is why, the hook is like really well done by Shelly, by the way. Because I like that on the surface, if you listen to this, you'd be like, oh, all right. I'm in the I can't say anything in the hook because I'm white. I'm not even going to try because it would be a lot of censoring, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. Not getting canceled on the internet today, please.
Oh, no, Tyler was able to sing Troncat on. No, I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm
Troncat. All right, whatever. Anyways.
Listen to Troncat. Anyway.
Can't Get Over You featuring
Smino and Tizo Touchdown.
Okay, good.
My boy is back from Call Me If You Get Lost because, oh my God, Tizo's really good, but he has no albums yet.
I've listened to these artists before, but I'm like, I've never like looked up an interview, so I didn't know how to say their names properly. I'm glad you stepped in because I can't get over you. All right, that was a really bad pun.
But Tizo has no albums yet. His most prominent.
It's like 12 songs, right? Something like that.
12 songs. I don't know how many. This is his second most streamed song though.
He's actually on Lil Yachty's album, the new one.
Little Boat.
Little Boat, if you will. This one's actually pretty simple. There's not too much to like dive into, but they're just all like talking about in their own way how like they like this person's company and they can't get over them. Pretty fairly simple, and it's just a cute little. It's actually a cute little break, where like clearly Boogie's happy and loves this person, cares about them.
He's like come around full circle because he didn't know if he was in love, but now he's starting to feel that shit.
Yeah. So I meant to talk about this with you off camera for the next song because I'm not going to say the title of the song because I don't think that it would be appropriate for me to say this word. Especially as a white man, I don't think it would be appropriate for me to say the song title. So I'm going to put it up on the screen. I'm still going to censor the word because I don't want to be. I understand the reasoning of why he named the song title, and we'll talk about that in the lyrics for sure. Yeah. I personally am not going to say the word, but it is an interlude, Boogie.
Yeah.
For sure. So he's admitting a lot of stuff here with his ego. On the surface, you would just think this is a fun record. But, he's admitting a lot of stuff with his ego.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff with his relationships and, what came out of living those experiences for sure. Because on the surface, you'd be like, oh, it's him just, like, rapping his ass off. But it's hidden between there's a lot of, like, deep stuff, actually. Oh, yeah. For sure. So, are you ready to move on to Something Strange? Yeah. Featuring, I'm going to say this. Kalan for referral.
Kalan for referral and Mammy's back.
Mammy. We're probably fucking this up.
We probably are.
We are like these artists are going to see this someday and they're like, "Damn, you fucked up."
I mean, watch I pronounce everything right. The motherfucker in a Kirby sweater.
The motherfucker in a Kirby sweater.
Yeah. Anyway, Something Strange.
This one's pretty simple, He's just feeling connected to this person, and enjoys their company.
So it's downright something strange to him.
Yeah. That's really all, He's like, oh man, what is this feeling? Is this love? But the next one, we're kind of getting to the point where the album's kind of calmed down a little bit because obviously he's kind of clearly he's like feeling a little bit better now,
Yeah. Mr. Dog is back. Snoop
Windows
Dogg.
Down featuring Snoop Dogg. There really isn't much to say about this one because, like, it hidden between there's a little bit about, like, you know, him, like, saying people should hold themselves accountable in his lyrics, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I think this one is just more intended as, like, a cool smoke out jam as we're kind of, like, ending to the next song.
Anthony, War.
I actually have a little bit to say about this. So, like, the intro here is, we can think that, we can believe, you know, we can interpret it as this is him talking to his therapist. And his therapist is like, well, you know, you don't really have a relationship with your father, so I wonder how does that, like, affect you as, like, wanting to be a father and, like, you know, not even having one. And I think that comes full circle for the rest of the album and makes sense as a full project when you hear this part, because I think that this is a lot of him, the way he says things in this album. I think he's reflecting on how a lot of the stuff that he's saying is because he didn't have a really good relationship with his father, so he acted out and didn't have a role model per se to actually look up to.
Yeah.
Is that a little too deep for you?
No, I did want to bring up the moments where there's a female voice talking to. My guy, like, the way I wanted to phrase it, the way I thought, is that that's someone close to him who's kind of, you know, taking it back and telling him, hey, you're kind of being a little egotistical. You don't, not the whole world doesn't revolve around you, like, essentially humbling him along the way, and he's listening to her, getting more mellow, and the album reflects that. It goes from being over braggadocious, like, oh, you know, I'm on top of the world and all that shit, to wait, I gotta cool down.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I gotta hold myself accountable for all this shit.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I do think, you know, this is a nice little way to end it, you know, because he's still admitting that he needs to grow and that he doesn't have all the answers. And I think that's what makes this album so special is it's a very short yet very
powerful album.
Very well done. And like I said at the beginning, like he does go for quality over quantity here. Even though it's a 30-minute 12 song, like about that long, you don't feel like you wasted your time. You feel like you genuinely got something out of it.
Yeah.
And actually, like, I was so, like, thrown off in the beginning. When he started talking about mental health, I was like, what? I've never heard him talk about this. What the hell's going on? So it does genuinely feel like a therapy session when you genuinely get the full product towards the end. Yeah. It's like, wow. You feel like you actually learn something about him and how he views life and all that. And I think that's kind of great that he did this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What would you give it?
I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10 personally. It's pretty good.
I'd probably be about that. But about that as well. 9.5 out of 10, yeah. It's a great album.
It is really good. Really enjoyed it.
Really good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess we're done here, yeah? We discussed everything we got to discuss.
All right, what's the album for next week?
You know, this is the weird part for me. I kind of went back and forth on like 5 different albums. Like, which one do I want to go with? And I decided, I was like, no, we're going to discuss this album. So this is a very specific album that's actually very, very close to me, and I really love it. G Herbo's PTSD Deluxe Edition. Specifically the Deluxe Edition, because you basically get 2 albums, actually, and it's a really good album.
By, what was it?
G Herbo. He's actually a Chicago artist. Oh, look at him. He's trying to find it.
Yeah. I think I found it.
So yeah, y'all can look forward to that. I think you'll genuinely enjoy that one.
Deluxe, right?
Yes, the Deluxe.
Oh my God, the Baja Blast American flag.
It's a pretty good album. I think you'll enjoy it.
All right.
And
I'm excited.
Alvaro, now that we're done, is there anywhere?
Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Twitter.
You know, progress, folks. He used to say he didn't have anywhere to find him. Now he's saying Twitter.
Just Twitter.
He's taking this podcast seriously.
That's
Twitter.
about it, though. That's about it.
No, he doesn't have any other products. He's a humble boy. He doesn't want to advertise anything else that he's working on. He's like, no.
I don't do anything else. What else do I do?
Damn.
I literally make bread and that's it.
Oh, I see. So he's doing a double entendre there, folks.
No, I actually know.
You actually make bread. Okay, I thought you were saying you like make money.
I said I literally know how to make bread.
I'm fucking with him. I already knew that.
Bacon and pastry degree. Have I done anything with it? Not yet. I'm
Well,
not saying college is a fraud. I'm just saying be careful. Make sure you know what you do.
Well, dude, you need to start making that bread.
You get that.
Dude, you walked into this one.
I did.
You walked
Actually,
in.
one of my favorite jokes that I ever made was when I was in college. Like, man, we're literally learning to make bread.
Damn.
It was like
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can find there, down below, the Andrew Stedel YouTube channel, movie reviews, podcasts, vlogs, even all that good stuff in the backlog.
I might get a letterbox soon.
Oh! He's advertising more. Okay.
I still have to make it. I haven't made it yet.
Anyways, back to my plugs over here. You can follow me on the Twitch Steady Medley. We're trying to get to 50 followers on the Twitch, so go ahead and give me a follow if you will, please. I appreciate it. And you, the viewer at home, I love you platonically. I don't know you at all physically, so
stay safe, dog.
Apologies if you want more than that. I can't give that to you, but we love
you. You gotta know you, all right.
You gotta get to know you first,
You can't give his love away.
But yeah.
What was his name? Lead singer of Wham? George Michael?
Right? Oh, okay.
You can't just give it away.
We're doing the most tangenty outro ever, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Thundercats, them changes, and Last Christmas are the exact same song.
I'm looking at my phone. It's time to go.
Fine, we got a movie to go see.
Can we go? All right. I was about to say I'll talk to you later. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.